How to make non-marring jaws for your vise. First, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our local machine shop, or maybe off the internet you can get this. This is ultra high density polypropylene. This is 3/4 inch thick or 2 centimeter, 20 millimeter. And I got this for free. It was just a scrap piece from my local machine shop. First step we're going to do is we're going to open up our vise. We're going to be using the correct size Allen wrench to remove the vise jaws. Next, I will be putting my polypropylene in the vise, and I will be using our removed vise jaw to make a pattern. I'm just setting it on there and I'm tracing around it. Now you got to use quite a bit of pressure with the pencil, as this stuff is very, very tough. Now we'll take our recently marked polypropylene, reclamp it in the vise upright, and use a wood saw to saw out our pattern. Now that we have our two pieces ripped to width, we're going to turn it in the vise sideways, using our wood saw again to cut them to length. Now that we have our two pieces roughly cut out, let's reclamp them in the vise and use a common wood rasp or foreign hand file to smooth up the rough edges. Next, we are going to put our new vise jaws clamped in the vise. We're going to lay the old vise jaws over the top of that. I'm doing this to align the holes, to mark them. We're getting ready to drill them. I'm going to use a permanent marker. I'm going to mark a center mark on both holes. Next, we're going to size a drill bit to it. To do this, put your drill bit in the hole, and it should fit in the hole with just a tiny amount of play. We're going to put our drill bit right in the drill, and we are going to carefully drill through. Now, if you have a drill press, use a drill press. I'm just using a standard drill bit. I'm going to go slow, and I'm going to try to keep the drill absolutely perpendicular. I'm going to do the same with the other hole. Now we have two holes that will fit our bolts, but next thing we need to do is we need to recess them in there. Take another drill bit, and if you notice, you look at the vise jaws here, it's recessed down in there, about 3/8 of an inch. You're going to find a drill bit that fits in those holes. To get our depth, we're going to stick our drill bit back into the old vise jaws, and we're going to mark our depth. That's the depth that we want it to be recessed. We're going to take our old drill bit out, put our next size drill bit in, and we're going to careful not to go too deep, just go slow. And there, we're going to recess that down in there. I'm going just barely deeper than my marks because my new vise jaws are a little bit thicker than my old ones. There we have our hole for our bolts, and we have a recessed area for the head. If you get, like I got a little bit of a burr there, you can take a knife and clean that off, or I have my handy dandy 4-in-hand file. I'll just file that right off. Repeat this on your next piece, and we'll move on. Next, we're going to bolt our new vise jaws into place where the old ones used to be. Now, finish installing your vise jaws. Well, there you go. We made non-marring jaws for our bench vise for free. Now, if in time you grip lots of small or sharp objects and you put a lot of pressure on them, it may begin to deform these jaws over time. But they are very tough. If that happens, just use your 4-in-hand wood rasp or wood file and file those ridges or edges off. Now, I've gripped all sorts of stuff. I've gripped metal with these, I've gripped wood, and they're very, very durable. They're gonna last you a long time, and to make them for free, that's just a benefit. What I use mine for is I make jaw harps. Jaw harp or mouth harp is a musical instrument that actually predates the harmonica and was the inspiration for the harmonica. It's played up against the teeth and is played using your mouth and your breath, much like a harmonica. And if you want to see more of the jaw harp, go ahead and click the link at the end of this video to check it out. Well, that's going to be it for making non-marring jaws for your bench vise for free. Like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Harp out.